This Ice Queen campus beauty tackled me to the ground and sweetly called me her husband. Then she leaned in and pulled the cigarette right out of my mouth. Every guy on campus lost it watching this. Even a random dog walking by barked twice. But I wasn't happy at all. I pushed her away on the spot. Hey, let's go home first. She laughed. Sure thing, my dumb little junior. A few days back, my dad dropped a bomb. I'd been in an arranged marriage since childhood, and he wanted us to go get the license now, or else he'd cut me off completely. I literally broke down on the spot. Dad smacked the back of my head. You ungrateful little punk. You have no idea how amazing Uncle Bai's daughter is. I rubbed my head and whined. Doesn't matter how amazing she is. You can't just override my free will like this. Dad scoffed. I wasn't stopping you from dating. Me and Uncle Bai made a deal. If you two weren't together by 20, you'd get married. I gave you a whole 20 years to find someone. Did you? I stared at him in disbelief. I spent those 20 years with my nose in the books because you said you'd break my legs if I dated in school. Dad got all awkward and looked away. He crossed his arms and said, Not my problem. Who actually listens to that? You could have snuck around and dated someone. Right then I knew. This man was messing with me on purpose. I shot back. Aren't you basically forcing that poor girl? What if I get canceled for this? Dad grinned. So what you're saying is, if the girl's fine with it, then you're fine with it? I scoffed. If she has no problem, then sure, neither do I. I'd already pictured her flat out refusing, and the whole arranged marriage falling apart. Dad didn't care what I was thinking. He just dialed the phone. Xiaobai, it's Uncle Fang. You know that arrangement your dad mentioned? My son's got no problem with it. It's up to you. If you're good, you two should go get the license soon. Dad even put it on speaker just so he could clearly hear her answer. The voice on the other end was sweet, but completely calm. I'm fine with it. I put on my I told you so face. See? I knew she'd say no. Dad lit up like Christmas. Perfect, great. Remember to reach out when the time comes. I won't keep you. He hung up with the biggest smile on his face. That's when it hit me. Wait, she said yes? She doesn't even know me. How could she just agree to this? Dad gloated. You literally said, if she has no problem, you have no problem. You back out now, you're disrespecting her. Enjoy surviving on campus. Then Mom jumped in. Honey, those were your own words. She's fine with it, so you're fine with it. Going back on that now isn't right. I was so frustrated. I don't even know what she looks like. What if she's ugly? Mom immediately pulled out a photo. Here she is. I shut up mid-sentence. The girl in the photo was absolutely stunning. Tall, gorgeous, totally breathtaking. And weirdly, she felt familiar somehow. Dad caught my love-struck face and rolled his eyes. Should have shown you this sooner. You really think your old man would set you up badly? I went quiet for a second, then shook my head. Dad, I don't think I deserve her. She's beautiful, sure, but we're total strangers. Dad frowned. Stop making excuses. You're getting that license tomorrow. Don't pull any stunts. Besides, she's been waiting for you all these years. I gave them a confused look. Waiting for me? Mom played dumb. Did I say something? I didn't press it. Just sighed and figured I'd talk to her myself. She was probably being forced into this too. The next day, Bai Xinyan showed up looking like the first light of morning. Fresh, radiant, completely out of this world. She stood at our door. Uncle Fang, Aunt Liang, I'm here. Mom rushed over and warmly pulled her inside. Bai Xinyan blushed and lowered her head shyly. Aunt Liang, you really don't have to. I'm just here to... Mom caught on instantly. I got it. I'll go drag that boy out right now. Can't keep a lady waiting. Then she sat Bai Xinyan down in the living room. Not long after, Dad yanked my blanket off and roared, You lazy brat, still asleep. How late were you up last night? I rubbed my eyes and groaned. Come on, it's my day off. Can't a guy sleep in? Mom snapped. Today's the day you get your marriage license. I get up now. How are you this clueless? You're already blowing the first impression. How do you expect to keep a daughter-in-law like that? That snapped me wide awake. I jumped out of bed. Why didn't you guys tell me earlier? Dad's face went dark with rage. If Bai Xinyan wasn't sitting right outside, he would have put some marks on me for sure. I scrambled up. I'm going to wash up right now! And bolted out the door. Mom called after me. Wait, put a shirt on. I laughed back. I've got pants on. There's nobody here. But the second I stepped out, my smile froze. There was a girl in the living room staring right at me, a faint blush creeping across her face. I panicked. Sorry, I had no idea anyone was out here. Then I bolted into the bathroom like a total spooked rabbit. Back in the living room, Bai Xinyan's face was warm, but she couldn't help smiling to herself. Not bad at all. She almost didn't recognize him. I finished up and came back out. We just stood there staring at each other. Neither of us said a word. Meanwhile, Mom and Dad were peeking around the door, whispering, Why aren't these two talking? Should we remind them to go get the license? I broke the silence first. Hey, I'm Fang Chen. Looking at her up close, my heart was absolutely pounding. She was even more beautiful in person than in that photo. She gave a polite nod. Let's go. I blinked. Go where? She raised an eyebrow. Get the license. She said it like she was talking about grabbing coffee. My face went all kinds of weird. Wait, for real? Like, right now? She calmly said, Bring yourself, your ID, and your household registration. I'll be downstairs. Don't keep me waiting. And just like that, she got up and left. The second she was gone, Mom and Dad shot out of the bedroom like a pair of rabbits, shoved the documents into my hands, and told me to hurry up and get downstairs. Meanwhile, Bai Xinyan's heart was racing just as fast as mine. She just had a way better poker face. When she saw me come downstairs, she barely managed a small smile. I grinned at her. Didn't wait too long, right? She looked me up and down and let out a quiet laugh. Didn't expect you to turn out this good looking. I gave her a confused look. I still don't even know what to call you. She snapped back to reality, her eyes darting away like she was hiding something. Just call me Bai Xinyan. I asked her, how are we getting there? She said, why take a cab? I've got a car. She led me over to a white Mercedes. I couldn't hold it in. Were you forced into this too? I already had a plan. If she was being pressured, we'd fake it, get the license to keep everyone happy, and find an excuse to divorce later. She looked like she'd been struck by lightning, clearly not expecting that question. She didn't say anything, so I figured I was right. I kept going. Same for you, right? We're not even done with school and they're dragging us here. Who knows what our parents are thinking? What if we just pretend to go through with it? The corner of her mouth curved up. Pretend to get the license? What do you mean? I rushed to explain. If I don't do this, my parents will cut my allowance. I am not spending college living like I'm on Survivor. She blinked at me, a playful glint in her eyes. All right then. If you say so, let's just do it. I let out a breath of relief. Okay, let's go, Bai Xinyan said flatly. I don't have a driver's license. I stared at her. Then how did the car get here? She smiled. I called a driver earlier, and now I'm out of money. I gave her a look. You show up in a luxury car and you're telling me you're broke? She didn't even blink. It's my dad's car. I was convinced she was messing with me. Well, what are we supposed to do? I don't have a license either. She smiled calmly. That's why I also brought a scooter. She grabbed my arm and pulled me toward a little electric scooter. She pointed at it. This one, you're driving. I hesitated. A pink scooter. This was literally a nightmare for my image. Why can't you drive it? She smiled sweetly. I can't ride with a passenger. I gave in with a sigh. Fine. Real men can pull off pink. 2.5 hours later, outside the marriage registry office. I stared down at what was in my hand.